Clubhouse is a map that's been in the game since the very beginning, and it's definitely seen quite a few changes, most of which for the better, but that's debatable. Whether you've been playing since the beginning or not, I think most of you know that a lot of the maps in this game have been reworked now, especially the ranked ones. As far as I know, Clubhouse was actually the first map to be reworked in this game. I've been playing ever since year 1, so I've had first-hand experience with all of these maps before their reworks, and I can say Clubhouse was actually one of my favourites, which is surprising considering it was so unbalanced. That's the thing with older maps though, pretty much all of them were super unbalanced at the time, so no one really knew what a balanced map actually was like. Despite Clubhouse being one of my favourite maps at the time, I think if it was added back into the game in its old state, I would not like it at all, especially if it was in ranked. So I thought in this video we'll take a trip down memory lane and check out the old Clubhouse and see what you remember and what you forgot, or if this is the first time you're even seeing old Clubhouse, you can see what it used to be like. And this map is really interesting because it hasn't actually changed that much, but yet just from one rework it went from such an unbalanced map to one of the most balanced maps in the game now. And I honestly don't know anyone that doesn't like this map. So that leads me on to the first thing in this rework, which honestly is the thing that saved this map really, which is the addition of construction. If you didn't know, this room never used to exist and it used to just be outside. The cash room, office and bedroom never used to be connected together by this room, they all used to just lead to outside through breachable walls. So it really messed up with the flow of the map because it meant you couldn't get from bedroom to cash room unless you went outside. So as a defender that's very hard to do, very risky to do, so you would literally have to just go downstairs and walk around the whole map just to get to the other side. Now let's talk about the bomb objectives. The only one that's changed here is bar/bar stage. Now this actually used to be bar/stockroom. The bar never used to be split up into different categories like the pool table, the bar and the bar stage. It used to just be one massive room, literally all the way from the pool table all the way to the outside door of the stockroom. I think it honestly was the biggest objective ever in the game, and it was so bad. I mean, if you think bar and bar stage is a bad objective now, you should have seen this objective because oh my god, you could literally just plant in the outside door of stockroom, get an easy win just from that. Or you could plant next to the pool table just behind the wall and no one could see you if you're crouched. I'm not really sure what they were thinking with this objective to be honest, but Siege was just a different time back then. You also had Bomb A just being right in the middle of the room, which was just so weird. Other than the bomb site though, not much really changed in the bar itself other than a few walls being added, the stairs leading up to the pool table being moved, and an extra hatch in the ceiling just above the bar stage, which is now in construction. You also have the door behind the bar, which allows people to rotate from around there as well. However, there was actually one other bomb objective in the old Clubhouse that was very close to being the worst. I know, it's really hard to be worse than bar stockroom to be honest, but it had to be cash room and CCTV. This room is probably the second best objective now in new Clubhouse. It's really amazing how they've managed to turn one of the worst objectives in the whole game into a really balanced objective, even though they haven't really changed the layout of the room at all. So what exactly made this room bad then? Well, construction not existing first of all was a massive problem. This meant defenders couldn't rotate from the bedroom or the office to the cash room whenever they wanted. Not only that, but the window that leads from the CCTV to the garage also didn't exist. Well, it actually did exist, it was just bricked up. Fun fact, that window has been there the whole time. But anyway, defenders couldn't rotate from CCTV to garage at all unless they broke that wall open. This means literally the only way they can get from anywhere in the map to the cash room or the CCTV is through the stairs, and that's pretty crazy. So that's already bad enough, but that's not even it. The window in cash room was actually a proper window attackers can break in from. As you know, in the new Clubhouse it's actually bricked up, but yep, that window actually did used to be a window. Considering the breachable wall where construction is now is literally right next to that window as well, attackers could just keep switching between them and the defenders wouldn't know where to look. There's not exactly anywhere to really hide in the cash room or CCTV either. And there most definitely isn't anywhere for defenders to hide in CCTV because there was actually a hatch in the ceiling as well. Yep, you had the main breachable wall and a hatch above that as well, where attackers could literally see the entire of CCTV just from that one hatch. It's not like defenders can reinforce that hatch as well, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be opened. You still had the other window in CCTV which still exists now, which gave attackers yet another angle to attack from. Honestly, maybe this objective was even worse than Barstock. I don't know, they're both so terrible. But I never actually used to play Bomb that much back in the day because Secure Area and Hostage was still in the rotation for ranked. So I'm not actually sure what the third best objective would have been. However, maybe defenders never even really won 2 or 3 objectives because bedroom wasn't even that good. Once again, construction didn't exist at the time, so you couldn't just rotate from the cash room to bedroom or go from the cash room to the office and then the bedroom. There's literally just one single set of stairs that lead from the rest of the map to the bedroom, which is really insane. Just like with cash room and CCTV though, that's not even the only thing that made the bedroom a bad objective. This window here was also open, so you had 2 windows to watch out for in the bedroom. This left one is of course bricked up now in new Clubhouse. The door that leads to construction was also a breachable wall, just like with the cash room. Even if you reinforce this wall though, there's still a gap at the top where attackers will be able to shoot you from. It's fine though, at least we know gym is safe, right? Well, no, there was actually a hatch in the ceiling of gym as well, so that's fun. Just like with CCTV, attackers could literally see the entire room just from this one hatch. So we've got 2 pretty much undefendable objectives, 1 bad objective, so is the last one at least good? Well, yeah, it is actually. It's the church/arsenal room, just like with the current Clubhouse. In current Clubhouse it's probably about the 3rd best objective, but it's by far the best objective in old Clubhouse. There's not actually really much at all that's changed with this site, to be honest, or anything down here, except one thing, which is the blue stairs being non-existent. Yes, so these stairs didn't exist, so the only way to get to blue is through the garage, or of course through the arsenal room. I don't think this really impacted defenders too much, maybe a little bit, but it also would have been bad for the attackers as well, because if you had dropped the ladder in garage, you pretty much couldn't get back up without being shot again. Speaking of garage ladders, there never actually used to be stairs in the garage, and that used to be a ladder as well. I think this is a pretty known thing that was hated on quite a lot in old Clubhouse, so definitely a good change. I swear you also used to be able to see out of these yellow windows in garage. I don't think you could see out of them in both sides. I think you could see out of them when you're in the garage to the outside, but you couldn't see in to them from the outside to the garage. But I could just be imagining all of that, because you definitely can't do that in current Clubhouse, and it doesn't look like you can do this in the first build of the game either, so not sure if I was just imagining that. There also used to be a little drone hole here in garage to CCTV. I think you used to be able to see this drone hole in later builds of the game as well, but just bricked up, but you can't seem to see it anymore, so not sure when they changed that. Because garage storage was also extended, the roof above was also extended. So there's more space now for attackers to move around when they're breaching that wall into the CCTV room. Another hatch update in the office. This hatch was always there, but it used to actually be more center in the room. This was a pretty annoying spot for the hatch because it would cover literally the whole room. You couldn't really hide in that one corner as well in the office because attackers would be able to see you from the hatch. The last main change to this map was 1F toilets not existing. I completely forgot about this from being completely absent from the first build, to be honest. And wow, it really does look so weird it just not being there and just being a wall. It's also weird how the light is still there, literally above where the door would be. This drone hole is actually still here as well, it just got pushed back further into the outside wall. I thought the outside would actually look different here because of that extra toilets room being added, but it doesn't. So this room technically was actually there in the first version, there was just nothing inside. And considering that light is right there above where the door would be, I feel like maybe this room actually could have been scrapped and was planned all along. Of course, I can't say for sure though. There's nothing to really talk about in the strip club, everything's just the same layout as the original. Honestly, I didn't even know this hatch still existed. I never used this side of the map, so I assumed this was probably something in the original but scrapped later on. But turns out that it actually is in the current version as well. Man, I really miss the old aesthetics of Siege though. I mean, look at this wall between bar and stock. It doesn't look nearly as good now. And same goes for this bathroom wall up in the bedroom. Like, I get they probably changed it just to make it more clear that it's a breachable wall, but I mean, when a player sees it breached, they're gonna realise that it's a breachable wall after that, so I feel like it's just pointless. It's just taken away from the cool visuals. I thought I'd quickly check to see if the hostage and secure areas are the same between both versions as well, and they indeed are. I still remember the days of secure area in the garage and rounds literally lasting forever just because neither team wanted to peek. And I'm pretty sure you can still do that in the current secure area, considering this part here still seems to be within the area. Unless they've changed the mechanics a bit of secure area. I haven't played secure area in so long now, so I have no clue, to be honest. Also, random fun fact, this loading screen is inaccurate. There are meant to be air conditioner units next to this barrel. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video. I think we've explored pretty much everything that's changed between the two clubhouses. I hope you've enjoyed, whether you've played old Clubhouse or just seen videos of old Clubhouse or never even seen old Clubhouse at all before. If you want to see me do this with more maps, let me know, and thanks for watching.